Now at 9, Bridgman's Blueberry Farm kicked off the 2023 blueberry season with an opening day celebration. Plus, Carthage residents spent their Saturday at Kellogg Lake for an annual Kids Fishing Day. And how a small-town brewery in southwest Missouri is making a name for itself with its unique take on beers.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Amber Jenkins. A head-on crash near Columbus, Kansas claims the life of a Joplin woman. It happened after 4 p.m. yesterday. Authorities responded to the crash on Highway 160, about 6 miles west of Columbus. They say a pickup left the right side of the road and hit a car head-on. The driver of the car, 67-year-old Violet Knowles of Joplin, was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the truck suffered minor injuries. A passenger in the truck was seriously injured. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us for a first look at weather.
All right, thank you very much. It's been a beautiful day across the area. We do have some thunderstorms on radar. In fact, we've zoomed in on one of the lone showers that are developing up to our north and west, just south and west of Iola near Humboldt. That's kind of moving to the south and east. And we're going to see more of these showers and storms developing in the overnight hours as temperatures drop through the 60s to about 65 by tomorrow morning. And looking down the lane, we have scattered showers and storms tonight, mainly in the morning, and then a little bit of a cool spell coming up, as well as an unsettled next weekend and a slow warming trend towards more summer-like conditions. And of course, I'll have all the details in your forecast coming up in just a little while.
Bridgman's Blueberry Farm in Webb City celebrated its highly anticipated opening day 2023. Families and berry enthusiasts flocked to the picturesque farm to hand-pick blueberries from the abundant bushes. The atmosphere was brimming with happiness and delight. Bridgman Blueberry Farm Opening Day 2023 marked the beginning of a fruitful season, uniting the community in a shared love for berries.
Everything mowed really nice, everything's super clean and easy to do, and it's really important for people to see where their food comes from. They're used to seeing it in the store, but they don't really understand where it comes from and the work that it takes to get it. And so there's nothing better than being able to provide that for the community.
More than 500 people have picked berries over the weekend. Young anglers are in for a day of fish-filled excitement and educational experiences at the 22nd Annual Kids Fishing Day, which took place at Kellogg Lake in Carthage. This event, exclusively designed for children aged 15 and under, ran from 8 a.m. to noon. It was sponsored by the Missouri Department of Conservation, the City of Carthage, and the Kellogg Lake Group, and various other local businesses. The event promises to provide young participants with the chance to reel in fish while fostering their understanding of the art and science of fishing. The Spiva Arts Center in Joplin is set to host Arts on Tap, an event catering exclusively to adults aged 21 and older. The event aims to celebrate the Spiva members. The evening was filled with live performances, interactive installations, and an array of craft beers on tap. This celebration seeks to foster a sense of community while showcasing the vibrant art scene within the Spiva community.
Showing appreciation to our membership is so important. They are what makes Spiva Tech. They're the lifeblood behind what we do. The artists, the members, community can all come out and support Spiva, and they do that throughout the year, and so we love to be able to give back to them every year with this event.
Over 200 members attended the event. A brewery in a small town, West Missouri town, is making a name for itself both regionally and internationally. This weekend, they're celebrating 3 years of service to the community. KOAM's producer Zach Dobbs paid a visit to see what is making them stand out from the rest.
You know, I've been coming here for 2.5 years, but tonight it's just the craziest I've seen it.
Beard Engine Brewing Co. in Alba, Missouri has made a name for itself in just 3 years. The brewery isn't just in any town, it's in a town of 550.
It was wanting to be in a small town, it was wanting to be in a destination area and just kind of on the outskirts. We are sandwiched between 2 highways, so we weren't super worried about the traffic.
Missouri Magazine's named Beard Engine the 2022 and 2023 Best Brewing Company in the state, and internationally, they earned a platinum, silver, and bronze medal at the 2022 Annual Brewski Awards. They pride themselves on their unique take on beer.
And my husband has a background, his family history is English and Wales, and so he started looking into different brewing types that aren't done really well, like widely. He wanted the most obscure types of beer, and he wanted to be good at them.
In my head, like, this might work, these flavors might work, and if I can do something that works in another market, then I feel like I've done something pretty unique.
TIFF estimates they've been close to 300 breweries researching different beers, and they've hosted travelers from all across the world, even from Iceland.
Yeah, and they're doing a flight. Yeah, and then she's closing out. Yeah.
And a lot of customers enjoy the unique aesthetic the brewery brings.
It's more steampunk vibes. Like, I mean, I don't know any other place here that's in the 4 states, honestly, that's like steampunk that I've been to. It feels really welcoming and warm.
So being an English brewery, when we took over the space, we wanted to keep the aesthetics of the Old Miners Inn, the French restaurant here, the archways. There was really no way to incorporate that without bringing in the steampunk elements.
Nate says the brewery hopes to reach markets by the end of next month, including Joplin, Kansas City, and Springfield, and increase their reach as a small-town brewery, showing that even the little guys can make an impact. Reporting in Alba, Zach Dobbs, KOAM News.
Some unique beer flavors include coffee milk stout and chocolate milk stout. Their 3-year celebration will kick back off tomorrow. Coming up, we'll hear from some health experts about how to stay active in the summer while avoiding heat-related illnesses. It's that time of year again when mercury starts rising, but to make sure you and your family stay safe while staying active this summer, health experts are sharing what you should and shouldn't do during sun-filled workouts and sporting events. Fox News' Gary Berhanton takes a closer look.
With temperatures warming up and the dog days of summer just around the corner, health professionals advise we start taking extra precautions to avoid heat-related illnesses, especially during outdoor workouts and sports practices.
Work out early in the mornings when it's not as hot, late at night when the sun is going down.
But no matter what time of day your summer exercises are taking place, Allie McDavitt, head athletic trainer at Stevens Institute of Technology, says,
focus on hydration all the time, drinking water, but including like sports drinks so they have the electrolytes.
Lack of proper hydration and excessive sweating can lead to heat exhaustion, causing nausea, weakness, and headaches, according to the CDC.
If we can get them into shade, you can use like ice towels to cool them down.
But when our bodies can no longer cool themselves down, the CDC says people can develop heat stroke. Symptoms can include loss of consciousness and seizures, and it can be deadly if emergency services aren't called in time. Meanwhile, if you have kids enrolled in summer sports camps,
most importantly for equipment-heavy sports is kind of acclimating to working out in that weather in general before adding on that equipment. Every time you're taking breaks, remove your helmet, take off your pads.
But in the end, if the heat and humidity are extremely high, don't be afraid to crank up the AC and take your workouts indoors this season. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
As the weather gets warmer, a reminder that leaving a child in a car for any amount of time can be dangerous or even deadly. Around 40 children die every year in the U.S. from heat stroke, either because they were left in a car that became too hot or they were trapped. Children Healthcare of Atlanta's Strong for Life program says when it's 75 degrees, it takes about 30 minutes for the inside of a car to hit 104 degrees. Expert says always check the back seat before locking your doors. It may help to leave something like a cell phone next to the car seat. More kids, teens, and young adults are experiencing anxiety, but fewer are getting the right treatment. That's according to a study published Monday in the American Society of Pediatrics Journal. It looked at data from the National Ambulatory Medical Care Survey from 2006 to 2018. The patients range from age from 4 years old to 24 years old. They found that while visits for anxiety increase, the proportions of visits with therapy decrease. Existing evidence has shown that for most people, therapy is the best way to treat anxiety. Sam is next with a complete look at the forecast, and later, some local high school softball players receive recognition as all-state players. John Dells will have that and more in sports.
Well, we had a little bit of a mixed bag of weather today. We started out with rain and showers and thunderstorms this morning, and then it kind of cleared off this afternoon and left us with partly to mostly cloudy skies. And right now, that's what we're seeing down in Seneca, Missouri at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. A pretty pleasant evening shaping up. But we have more showers and thunderstorms on the way in our forecast. This afternoon, we only made it up to 80 degrees, which was a welcome relief. 65, the low, which was pretty close to the normals of 50 or 85 and 64. Thank goodness we're not anywhere near that record 99 set back in 1953 or the 44 back in 1988. But notice the rainfall. We're still about an inch below normal for the month and about 7¼ inches for the year so far. That's not counting last year where we were stuck in a drought then as well. So we've been dry for quite some time. Right now, most of the precipitation is swirling around an upper level low that is pulling up through the Kansas City area right now. We do have a few scattered showers developing on the backside of that. And let's zoom in on some of that activity. You can see a storm complex near Hillsboro right now, and also one little lone shower just to the south of Iola. We're going to see these showers develop as we go into the overnight hours as a cold front's going to be sweeping down from the north, and that's going to help spark more showers and storms for in the morning. Temperatures right now are very pleasant, generally in the mid-70s, 73 in Iola, same thing in Nevada, 75 in Lamar, 72 over there in Monette, and down in Oklahoma, it's 76 degrees for our friends in Veneta. Here's a look at the precipitation chances for the next 36 hours. And as you can see, as we go into the overnight hours, especially towards morning, we're going to see those rain chances increase and then decrease tomorrow and then kind of stay on the low side as we go through tomorrow night into Monday. But we will still see some scattered showers and storms in our forecast. Rainfall amounts tonight are not going to be probably as heavy as they were last night. Lesser amounts off towards the west, higher amounts the further north and east you go from the metro area. Some places could get an inch or so in some of those lucky spots, but most of the severe weather, thank goodness, tomorrow is going to be down to the south and east. It's going to be close to us. We could see 1 or 2 marginal strong storms, but the most of the severe weather is going to be down in Arkansas, over there into the Tennessee River Valley, and also out towards the west in the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. So we're not really concerned about severe weather. Tonight, here's the forecast. We're going to see partly cloudy skies with showers developing, moving across our area. Here's 2 a.m. in the morning. You can see most of the rain will be from Joplin to the north and east, with lows in the 60s by morning, with more scattered showers possible in the morning hours. And then as we go through the afternoon, we'll still see isolated showers, but highs will be generally in the upper 70s. So that'll be a nice relief with northwesterly winds bringing in some drier air as well. And by Monday morning, we'll see lows in the 50s. That'll feel real nice with temperatures like that. And then as we head into Monday afternoon, highs only in the 70s. So we're going to take that and enjoy it. And then on Tuesday morning, we'll see lows once again in the 50s. How about the next 7 days? Well, rain chances again tonight, mainly in the morning, and then 20% on Monday and Tuesday. And then we get a little bit of a break, but notice the temperature. It's starting to go in the hot direction with highs in the 90s by the time we go in towards next weekend, with scattered to isolated thunderstorms at that point as well. Amber?
Well, that sounds good. Hopefully we get some rain coming our way.
Hopefully so.
Thank you. The smoke polluting air along parts of the East Coast is increasing demand for air filters, humidifiers, and masks. Sales have surged on Amazon Thursday, and Google searches for air purifiers are up 16-fold since Monday. Companies that make the devices are gaining ground in the stock market. Share prices are up for Whirlpool, Carrier Global, and Johnson Controls. Hundreds of Canadian wildfires are causing poor air quality for a large section of eastern Canada and the United States. Millions of people are navigating the potentially harmful air. Thomas Dongos shows us how people are coping in Toronto.
In Canada's biggest city, pandemic face masks made a return as the smell of smoke filled the air.
I also bought eye drops because I got a really bad headache the other day while being outside.
The harmful haze drifting from wildfires, packing an almost invisible punch in Toronto. Though the danger couldn't always be seen, Environment Canada deemed the city's air posed a real risk to health.
Poor air quality, it sucks still.
Schools prepared for the worst, keeping kids inside for recess. This little one even volunteered to help fight the fires himself.
This is the particles that are in it that could be dangerous for their little lungs, so I think an indoor recess isn't going to hurt them.
Some ran out to buy an air purifier, leaving certain stores running low on stock. while golfers at the Canadian Open hit the links with those harmful particles lingering all day.
The amount that's coming from the wildfires at the moment is just completely overwhelming.
Professor Greg Evans monitors the air quality in his backyard and isn't going outside without a mask, based on the pollution he's seeing.
About 4 times higher than normal, which is a lot, but it's nowhere near as severe as what Ottawa and Kingston have been experiencing.
The national capital got to breathe a little easier with Ottawa's air quality finally improving after smoke blanketed the region for days. All the better now for this track meet.
Looks like it's cleared up a lot. It's kind of like a miracle.
Coming up, we'll take a look at some travel deals this summer that you may not be expecting. The average family loses more than $6,500 a year in wasted energy, according to Consumer Reports. Experts say that saving money at home can be as easy as regularly cleaning your dishwasher filter and wiping down the gasket. And you can save water by not pre-rinsing dishes. The ideal fridge temperature setting is 67 degrees, and your food will last longer if you keep veggies in the crisper drawer and meat on the bottom shelf where it's the coolest. Consumer Reports also say it's a good time to upgrade to more energy efficient appliances due to the tax credit from the Inflation Reduction Act. People are also spending more on groceries, even though they are actually buying less. The market research firm Synania reports this year through May 21st, sales of fresh eggs fell nearly 5% compared to the same time period in 2022. It also reported that milk dropped nearly 4% and packaged bread fell by nearly 4%. However, prices of each of these items rose during that time period. Fresh eggs prices by more than 48%, bread by 12.7%, and milk by 5%. Americans are becoming increasingly fed up with tipping and have negative feelings about it. The Bank Rate survey shows Americans think tipping culture is out of control. About 2/3 of 2,400 people surveyed had at least one negative opinion about tipping. Also, about 2/3 say they'll still tip waiters, but overall tipping for services such as food delivery, hairstylists, and taxi drivers are dropped. 41% of participants say businesses should pay their workers more to stop them from depending on tips. Your travel bills this summer may include some automatic fees you may not be expecting. A Business Insider report notes that these automatic fees are often vaguely stated with no explanations on what are the charges for. They're often placed either at booking or at the end of your stay. These fees include convenience, hotel, and service fees. One service fee may include exceeding expectations with fees equally split beyond the workers. Consumers are also increasingly bothered by the added charges, and they say they'd rather just have regular costs raised. Up next, Chick-fil-A is bringing back some summertime favorites to enjoy during the hot weather months. Life's peachy clean for fans of Chick-fil-A when summer brings back some of the favorite drinks. Starting Monday, June 12th, Chick-fil-A's Peach Milkshake returns for hot weather sipping, and White Peach and Sunjoy also lets you cool off. The two refreshments are back only for a limited time while supplies last. Chick-fil-A is also testing the Maple Pepper Bacon Grilled Sandwich in 2 cities this summer. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up, the Missouri State Park is warning lake goers against swimming this weekend. We'll have the details. An advisory yesterday about swimming at a public beach at Palma-de-Terre Lake. Marina Silva was there and found people still in the water.
This bright yellow sign as you enter the Hermitage Beach area of Palma-de-Terre State Park, warning you swimming is not recommended by the Department of Natural Resources. For some people, like Georgia, they still want to enjoy the water.
Yeah, the kids went in. I didn't go in today, but I've been swimming down here every day. It's good.
This is the only state park in the state with the warning right now.
We're testing the water for the water quality for basically E. coli. We're testing to see how much E. coli is in the water.
Every Monday from Memorial Day to Labor Day, the state tests. While E. coli is usually found in most water, if it's too high, DNR puts out a warning.
It's just a natural occurring thing. what has been determined is, for some reason, there may be more of it this week in that Hermitage sample than what is normally there.
Hicks says there are several reasons the E. coli levels could be high.
Sometimes we will see elevated results because it's been raining in an area, and then the water runoff from around the lake, the runoff will come into the lake and it will throw those readings off. But after a while, once the water circulates, maybe for several days or a week, it will return back below 190.
As for Georgia, she says they still want to enjoy the beach.
I don't care what they say.
While most strains of E. coli are not dangerous to people, some can cause illnesses like diarrhea or urinary tract infections. Other infections could be severe or even life-threatening. They don't plan to test the lake water again until Monday, so the warning will stay up through the weekend. Sam Lane joins us.
All right, thank you very much. We have some showers on the radar right now, helping fill up some of those lakes. Right now we have a few showers up near Iola, also near Nevada, and also a bigger storm up to the north of Wichita. That's a harbinger of things to come as we go through the overnight hours. Zooming in on that one shower, you can see it's now moved through Humboldt, moving over towards Cottage Grove, south of Iola, moving over towards Elsmore over the next half hour or so. As we go into the morning hours, we're going to see scattered showers and storms, especially in the overnight, early morning hours, with temperatures dropping through the 60s to around 65 by tomorrow morning. And looking down the lane, we have those scattered thunderstorms tonight, mainly in the morning. And then we're going to have a little bit of a cool spell behind that system, and then some unsettled weather as we head towards next weekend, and also a slow warming trend towards summer. And I'll tell you all about that in just a little bit.
The Pentagon says it's sending more than $2 billion worth of air defense systems and ammunition to Ukraine. In a statement Friday, it says the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative is funding the package. The Pentagon says that the initiative gives it authority to work with the industry of partners. It says it plans to continue doing so to provide more support for Ukraine down the line. Former President Trump claiming he's the target of a politically motivated prosecution in regards to the federal indictment against him, accusing him of illegally harboring classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. Fox News correspondent Jonathan Surrey has more on what Trump and his GOP competitors in the race are saying about this case.
Former President Trump announced on social media that he's been summoned to appear at this federal courthouse in Miami Tuesday afternoon at 3 p.m. In a post on Truth Social, he writes, Hillary Clinton deleted 33,000 emails, many of them classified, and nobody did anything about it. I did nothing wrong and got criminally charged. A federal indictment does not preclude him from running for president, and Mr. Trump leads a growing field of GOP candidates, many of them defending the former president against federal prosecutors. Speaking at a state GOP convention in North Carolina, former Vice President Mike Pence said he is deeply troubled by the federal government's prosecution of his former boss.
A former president of the United States facing an unprecedented indictment by a Justice Department run by the current president of the United States and a potential political rival.
And another GOP presidential candidate, Mr. Trump's former United Nations ambassador, Nikki Haley, tweeted, "This is not how justice should be pursued in our country. The American people are exhausted by the prosecutorial overreach, double standards, and vendetta politics." Now, Mr. Trump's critics say that he should be held accountable because no one is above the law, but the former president insists he's an innocent man. In Miami, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
Still ahead, a dispute over high-tech labor.
It's an epic meltdown in the middle of what's being called the esports winter for one of the biggest competitive games in the world. I'm Eamon Dignam in New York. I've got the details coming up.
Well, a lot of folks woke up this morning to some welcome rainfall across the area as we've been dry for so long and the drought is still hanging on. Let's take a look outside right now at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just outside of Seneca, Missouri. You can see just a few clouds off in the distance, and those clouds helped keep us a little bit cooler today. In fact, we only made it up to 80 degrees, which was actually below the normals of 85 The normal low 64, and we were about 65, so we were pretty on target for that. We're not on target on the rainfall, though. We're still about an inch below for the month and about 7¼ inches for the year, not counting the drought situation from last year. So we're still deeply in a drought, but hopefully rain over the next few days is going to help alleviate a little bit of that. Right now we have a few showers, but they're mainly up towards the north, up near Nevada, Chanute, and also Iola, and more storms are developing back to the north of Wichita. Those are headed our direction as we head into the overnight hours. They're forming along a cold front, and that cold front's going to generate more showers in our area as we head through the morning hours. Right now you can see that one shower near Iola. Temperatures this evening are very comfortable, generally in the 70s, 76 in Chanute, 78 in Yodashe, a little bit cooler down in Veneta where they're 76, same thing in Jay. Also cooler over there in Monette where they're currently sitting at 72 degrees. Rain chances are going to be increasing over the next few hours into the overnight and then dropping as we go through the day tomorrow and then increasing a little bit more as we go into the overnight hours into Monday morning. And that's what we're looking at. Here's the rainfall forecast. The heaviest rain from tonight's activity is probably going to be from Joplin to the north and east, lighter amounts out towards the west, unfortunately, which is where the worst of the drought is right now in Chautauqua, Elk, and Montgomery counties. But over the next few days, maybe we'll get some more storms in that area too. The severe weather tomorrow is not going to be a threat. It's going to be down to the south in Arkansas, western Tennessee, over into the Tennessee River Valley, and also out into high plains of eastern Colorado and the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. So we don't have to worry about severe weather. We might see 1 or 2 strong storms, but that's about it. Looking at the forecast for tonight, partly cloudy skies for the most part with northwesterly winds, especially with those showers moving through from Joplin to the north and east. Temperatures in the 60s around 2 o'clock in the morning. Then another band comes through in the early morning hours with lows in the 60s. And then as we head into the afternoon, cooler. Temperatures only in the upper 70s, especially with the rain off towards the east. And then as we go into Sunday night and Monday morning, look at these lows. Very comfortable in the mid 50s with northerly winds and also drier too. The dew points are going to be dropping, and so it'll be more comfortable out there as well. Then on Monday afternoon, isolated storms possible, especially down to the south, with highs in the upper 70s to close to 80 degrees. And then as we go into Tuesday morning, lows once again comfortable in the 50s. And over the next 7 days, here's the forecast. Showers and storms tonight, especially in the morning, and then 20% as we go into Monday and Tuesday, and then drier. And once we turn drier, it starts getting warmer. In fact, we're going to be looking at highs in the 90s. And then summer looks like it really arrives by the early part of next week, Amber, with a high of 94 on Tuesday.
Well, I hope them rain chances come through. I know we need them.
Me too.
Thank you. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. It gets severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch weather app. Coming up in sports, several local softball players receive all-state recognition. Plus, the Cardinals tried to win their 3rd game in a row. John Dells has those stories and more coming up next.
Welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. The high school softball season long gone, but the Kansas coaches just released their all-state teams, and there are plenty of local players featured on that list. Starting first with the Columbus Titans, 4 players received all-state recognition. Grace Major, Addison Saporito, Caitlin Simpson, all 3 of them received first-team all-state honors, and second-team all-state Caitlin Lopp is a second-team all-state infielder, well-deserved for a team that earned a trip to the state tournament this past season. Elsewhere, Frontenac has 5 players on the Class 3A all-state team. Mia Brown and Abby Beeman on the first team, with Avery Johnson, Hattie Pyle, and Annie Lee on the second team. Raiders were excellent this season as well, falling to Columbus in the 3A Regional Championship in extra innings. And Galena has 2 members of its squad getting mentioned as well. Mia Sarwinski, first-team all-state infielder, and Blaze McNeamer, who will play D1 softball in North Texas next year as first-team all-state outfielder. And in Class 5A, the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons are well represented. Maddie Burdick, second-team all-state catcher. Rory Hunziker receives honorable mention as a pitcher. From softball to baseball, Joplin's Summer League baseball team, the Outlaws, in the midst of a long 7-game road trip. Last night they were blown out 8-1 by St. Joseph. Tonight, they play the Clarinda A's. Heading into that game, Outlaws still in first place in the Mink League South Division, even after losing 2 games in a row. Clarinda has a .500 record with 3 wins and 3 losses, and it's the first time this summer that the Outlaws have traveled there. We'll keep you updated on the score as this one plays out. To professional baseball, Cardinals, winners of 2 in a row entering today. That's news considering St. Louis hasn't won consecutive games for almost a month preceding that. Taking on the Reds, trying to make it 3 in a row. First inning, no score when deep into the gap, Tommy Edman makes an incredible diving catch to keep this one scoreless. On the warning track, Miles Michaelis tips his cap. Still no score, second inning with the bases loaded. This time, though, that one's going to get far out of reach. Luke Maley turns on the double and 3-0. The Reds take a huge lead after that one. 3 runs scored in that inning. In the third inning now, Reds up 5-0 at this point. Andrew Abbott cruising on the mound. He strikes out Tommy Edman looking. Then he gets Paul Goldschmidt swinging. Abbott went 5 2/3 inning, didn't allow any runs. 7th inning, 2 on, 5-0 already Reds when Spencer Steer belts one into the gap. Runners hustling all around the bases. Couple would score, and the Reds go on to win it 8-4. Things have been really rough for the Cards so far this season. Same is true with the Royals. Entering today, Kansas City has the 2nd worst record in the American League, but a chance to improve on that on the road at Baltimore. Top of the first, there's no score. Kansas City with 2 on, and Michael Garcia hits one deep. Anthony Santander is there. He makes the catch. Tough to win games when your opponents are making plays like this one. Kept it scoreless in the early going. We fast forward ahead. Second inning, Orioles up 2-0, and Gunnar Henderson takes Brady Singer deep. That one would get up and out of here for a solo home run, his 8th of the season. It puts the Orioles up 3-0 in the 5th inning. 3-1 Baltimore, and Austin Hayes hits one in the hole off Singer. Santander rounds third and comes around to score. Singer gets pulled after going 4 1/3. In the 8th inning, Adam Frazier hammers one more on for good measure. Orioles go on to win it 6-1. So definitely a tough day for baseball. It's been a tough season for baseball here.
Well, that sounds good, but I just want to say welcome to KOAM and how the 4 states are treating you.
Thank you. Thank you for the welcome. The 4 states have been treating me well so far. Moved here not really knowing the area very much, not knowing anybody here, but just been here a couple of weeks and I've definitely enjoyed it so far.
Nice. You're going to get very familiar.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Is labor versus management on a high-tech level as esports deals with its first major labor dispute? Fox Iman Diggum has more from New York.
Multiplayer online game League of Legends is close to the top of the heap of competitive gaming, but it may have to cancel its Summer League Championship event after players voted to walk out of the competition. This comes as Riot Games and team owners said they were going to stop funding the NACL, essentially the game's North American minor league, where teams draw new pros. The Players Association is concerned that it would leave not only a deficit of talent, but
7 organizations immediately dropped their teams, causing about 70 people, including players, coaches, managers, and other support staff to, lose their employment.
In response, Riot Games has postponed the competition by 2 weeks, while also threatening to cancel the entire thing if no resolution can be made.
Technically, the players, by refusing to, play and saying they're not going to play in this upcoming event, are breaching their contract where, they're paid to provide this service, which is, competing on behalf of the team. And by saying that they're not going to, they're essentially breaching this agreement.
Esports have taken a lot of losses recently, including an esports arena canceled in Philadelphia and millions in investments called off by the owners of the Denver Broncos. In New York, Eamon Dignam, Fox News.
Up next, Virginia firefighters are being called hometown heroes after rescuing a dog from a fire, but now they're being reunited. We'll have the details. When severe weather strikes, you'll want to stay informed. You can do that by scanning this QR code. It will take you to the KOAM News Now YouTube page, where our weather team will live stream during severe weather events to give you updated information. While you're there, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. The owners of a home in Virginia that caught fire last week are hailing their local firefighters as heroes, not just for putting out the blaze, but for saving their dog from the flames. On Thursday, the firefighters were reunited with the dog they rescued. Patsy Mondinos reports.
A true friend leaves paw prints on your heart. That's what doggy Gracie has done for Dana Glenn and Marty Dickens.
She's been a part of our lives for over 5 years. She's helped me get through the death of just about all my family.
On May 30th, an electrician in Dickens noticed smoke coming from upstairs. Everyone ran outside, but their 90-pound dog was stuck inside. The couple tried 4 times to save Gracie from the flames, but failed.
Chief come over the radio and said that there was a big black dog in there, and so that's kind of what we were looking for.
Roanoke Fire EMS firefighter Chris White located the dog and handed it off to another fireman.
And he had her like this, and she looked just limp, like dead weight. I honestly thought that she had passed.
This is who saved you. Fire crews rendered first aid and transported the dog in an ambulance to the vet, saving her life.
I think people get complacent and they think, well, that's their job. They're supposed to put the fire out. They're supposed to get the bad guy. You know, they're supposed to save a life.
We're so appreciative. On Thursday, Glenn and Dickens visited the first responders to thank them for their heroic actions.
It means a lot for us to, just do our job and then have them come back and show their appreciation.
Fire marshals say the fire was both electrical and accidental.
And it's just a really happy ending to something that could have been a horrible tragedy.
Wow, that was pretty amazing to watch.
Great story. Yeah.
What's going on with weather?
Well, lightning sometimes causes fires. Hopefully we won't have that tonight, but we are going to have some showers and thunderstorms in the morning and then again in the afternoon, mainly off towards the east, but highs will generally be in the 70s for the next few days, so enjoy it. And then the heat starts coming in as we head towards next weekend with highs in the 90s and lesser chances of showers and storms. And look at Tuesday, 94 degrees. So summertime is just right around the corner.
Wow, that is quick. That's our time for tonight, and thank you for joining us. We'll leave you with a video of Barbary lion cubs at a Czech zoo. We'll see you back here next time. Thank you for making us a part of your night.